Iran and the U.S. are back at it this morning, trading more strikes despite the ceasefire. New video released by Iran's Revolutionary Guard shows what it says are missiles launched at U.S. targets in Jordan, Bahrain, and Kuwait. The Americans have not confirmed whether anything was hit, but this would be the first time Iran has targeted Jordan since the ceasefire began in April. It follows a series of American strikes against Iran after a U.S. Apache helicopter was downed over the Strait of Hormuz on Monday. Anna Cunningham joins us, and starting, Anna, with Bahrain again coming into Iran's crosshairs.
Yeah, good morning, David. Bahrain is where the US Navy's Fifth Fleet has a base. And we've just had this in from the General Command of the Bahrain Defense Forces. Let's show you what they say. Iran continues its systematic aggression through its heinous missile and drone attacks targeting civilians in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Now, David, it goes on to say that it did intercept and destroy a number of what it calls treacherous Iranian aerial attacks. And it adds that Bahrain is combat ready. Look, Iran's Revolutionary Guards, these images that we're looking at now are reportedly of its launch of those weapons, says that it targeted these US bases, also, as you mentioned, in Jordan and Kuwait. That's happened over the past few hours. Iran's foreign ministry has warned its neighbours. It's put out a statement saying they have a legal and moral responsibility to stop the US military and Israel, it says, from using their territory for strikes against Iran. But look, let's just reflect back on what happened from the US side, because it says it hit Iranian targets close to the Strait of Hormuz. After that, US Apache helicopter was downed. We know 2 crew members were rescued. They're said to be in a stable condition. This is what the US Central Command has shared. It says the operation was proportional response to recent attacks on US forces and international commercial ships transiting regional waters. Look, David, right now, it appears that this is very much a tit-for-tat situation, that back and forth mutual retaliation in waves of strikes.
All right, what has been the response from Iran's allies this morning?
Well, interestingly, we have heard from both China and Russia. Let's just show you what the Chinese Foreign Ministry has said. They say various relevant parties should maintain calm and exercise restraint, stop intensifying the conflict and escalating the situation, take concrete measures to ease and cool down tensions. Now, that's come from China. From the Russian Foreign Ministry, we had this: we call on both sides to exercise restraint and to immediately cease military attacks. So far, that's what we've heard from Iran's allies.
All of this while there are talks to extend a ceasefire that is supposed to still be in place. What's happening with that?
Well, look, I think we have to say at the moment that ceasefire is on shaky ground. This is the biggest exchange of fire we've seen between the US and Iran since the ceasefire was announced back on April the 8th. We know that Iran's foreign ministry has called the US harming diplomatic efforts to end the war, is what it said. In terms of US President Donald Trump's response, well, he appears to be defending his latest military strikes on Iran by sharing a 26-year-old clip from the West Wing. Take a look at this.
Pardon me, Mr. President. Just what else is there?
The disproportional response. Let the word ring forth from this time and this place, gentlemen. You kill an American, any American, we don't come back with a proportional response. We come back with total disaster.
David, I think it's fair to say that sometimes it is difficult to analyse the US president's thoughts, but really this is quite something. He's used a fictional president debating with his aides about a fictional response to a US military plane fictionally being shot down over Syria. I think some people may be wondering if reality is mirroring fiction or if it's the other way around. David.
Yes, not the first time for that either, Anna. Thank you.